Straight to the booth with our commentators Rick Wells, Ken Burton Jr., and Brian Varnador.
Thank you, Jordan. We are live broadcasting from Paradise here in Palmetto, Florida at beautiful Harley Stadium. Hello again, everyone, and we welcome you home on this special Homecoming Day celebration broadcast. I'm Brian Varnador, and I'm joined tonight by my broadcast partners, Mr. Rick Wells, Ken Burton Jr., and Tom Porter on the sidelines, and we are proud to be bringing you the play-by-play action as seen here on Tigervision. Tonight, we bring you a very important in-conference District 7A matchup as our Palmetto Tigers face the visiting Lakewood Ranch Mustangs. I look for another outstanding performance by the Tiger defense that through five games has only given up 7.4 points per contest. To counter, the Mustangs have only scored 19 points this season while giving up 121 points and are coming off 4 straight losses. Rick and Ken, tonight is the second district game for Lakewood Ranch, which makes tonight's battle an absolutely must-win game to keep their District 7A hopes alive. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to my broadcast partner, Ken Burton, for your thoughts. Ken?
Yes, thank you, Brian. Hello, Rick. Let's talk about Lakewood Ranch here a little bit. Yeah, Brian, they are 0-4 and scored 19 points. They have not beaten the Tigers since 2009, and that was on a fluke play, so you would think they would be the perfect homecoming game to play. But if you look at their schedule, they have played quite the schedule so far. They opened up with Tampa Jesuit, who just happens to be the number 2 ranked team in the state in Class 5A this week, and they were supposed to play Bayshore, but that game got rained out. A game they probably should have won. Had to travel to Sarasota, who is currently with a 3-1 record. Then they had to play Braden River, which you talked about, who happens to be the second-ranked team in 7A this week, and then another road trip all the way to Land O'Lakes, where they lost a close game 10-7. If you look at those games, their opponents have a combined record of 15-2, and believe it or not, this is their 5th game, and they've had 4 road trips. Offensively, they've got the big left tackle that we've been talking about, number 78, Sam Jackson, who's going to sign with UCF. Defense, they returned 5 starters. They have struggled against the run all year. Teams have run up and down on them, and my concern is Brian, as you said, they got their backs against the wall. They've got to run the table. What better time to catch the Tigers on a homecoming, as well as a team they've only beat 1 time out of 9. Rick?
Well, thank you, Kenny, and Brian. Good to be here tonight. Beautiful night for football. When you think of Tiger football this year, you think defense. They are, without a doubt, one of the toughest defenses here in Manatee County. They have shown that against every opponent that we have faced this year, and we know what they are capable of doing. Offensively, we continue to try to figure out how to score points, what's going to be the identity of this offensive unit, and we know that that's going to be the run game, and how that run game is going to drive us down the field and allow Spicer to throw passes when needed. So once again, we know it starts up front. That offensive line has improved. We know that. They started off a little slow last week against Bayshore. They kind of scared us somewhat, but they did come on strong. They opened up some big holes for our tailbacks, and we were able to coast an easy win. Special teams gave us some problems last week. We know that we had some bad snaps. We had some miscues. We had some issues with blocking on special teams, so I would imagine that was a focal point this week during practice. But all in all, our offense has to be relatively mistake-free, and we've talked about this every game. We've got to pick up 2, 3, 4 yards on first down. We can't be getting knocked back and looking at a 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 15. We've got to try to be consistent, but tonight is one of those games on paper when you look at it, we should win handily. We should come out here and we should manhandle this team. Hopefully they're not reading or looking at what we're looking at. They need to come out here and stay focused, try to figure out what's going to be that plan that's going to take them into the playoffs, because we've got some very big opponents coming up here in the next few weeks, and we need to be ready for them.
Yeah, Rick, when a very loud, electric crowd here tonight, really coming through very loud here on the field, Mike. People are excited to be here tonight, in a beautiful atmosphere here tonight. District 7A football, homecoming. Some of the players that we've looked at on that Lakewood Ranch roster there's a big tackle out there. And for you viewing at home, Samuel Jackson, he goes 6'6", 330 pounds. He's a D1 looking prospect. I was briefly looking at some tape of him this afternoon, and reminded me of the play there. You watched the movie The Blind Side for you folks at home. There was a play where he took the defensive end and actually drove him down 25 yards down and then off the sidelines. And I actually saw that with Samuel Jackson here, Lakewood Ranch, fine talented, big offensive tackle.
When you think about him, Kenny, 6'6", okay, 310 pounds.
330.
330.
He's 330.
They're lying. Yeah, they are. Okay, but let me tell you something. He's athletic. This kid is no joke.
Yes.
He knows exactly where he's going to push you around and how he's going to handle you every snap, and he's going to be a heck of a college player. He really is.
You look at we've talked about how big our line is, and they go 6'2 and a half, 292. He's bigger than anybody we have, and the only one I can compare him to that came through Palmetto would be Kane Hannaford.
That's right.
He is Kane Hannaford size.
Yeah, he is a big human being. Like Ken had said, our average line is 292 pounds, which is awesome here in high school football. And here's a guy that outweighs us by 40 pounds.
Yes. But again, it's all about everybody on the same page. He's a monster out there. You can't miss him. But their offense has only scored 19 points. You've got to all be functioning and playing on the same page. You can have a big guy like that, but 19 points.
Well, even if he's blowing his man off the line every time, the linebackers are going to play up. They're going to come in. They're going to fill the gaps. They're going to make the plays. Just like you said, Kenny, you can't run to his side every time and think that you're just going to be able to run the ball down your opponent's throats. But I wonder if he has a hard time finding a hat that fits like Kane Hannaford does. I can tell you right now.
Yes.
As the captains are coming out on the field, we have King Christian Kalish, Rashad Williams, and we have Corey Brady and Houston are out there for the coin toss. And I wanted to take this opportunity to thank one of our fine sponsors, Conley Buick GMC, where we treat you like family. Conley Buick GMC celebrating their 50th anniversary, proudly serving Manatee County since 1966.
That's a great family, the Conley family. We are very lucky to have them as a major sponsor here. We appreciate that very much, and glad to have them here during the coin toss. I tell you, when you see Samuel Jackson walking across the field from the sideline, the Lakewood Ranch sidelines, there's no doubt who that is.
Christian Kalish is right across from him, and he towers over him. He's he's a monster.
Big Christian Kalish is about 295 pounds, and looking together, and probably looking about 2 inches taller as this fine young Samuel Jackson, and big. He looks very athletic too. He's not one of those guys that looks sloppy, just a big human being. So after the toss, it looks like the Palmetto Tigers have elected to receive, if I saw that properly. One thing we have here as we're approaching this, the sound of the fog machine is deafening in our ears here in the headset. It sounds like either the crowd is extremely boisterous tonight, or we've got the field mic wide open because we're picking up a lot of noise.
Coach
here.
Whidden's got it right outside of us here, making sure that we recognize him for doing that.
That's his pride and joy. Whenever he tucks that thing away every Friday night, wipes it down with special mineral oil.
Really?
Yeah, he just keeps it nice.
Nothing surprises me. I mean, he takes it serious.
It's a hard thing to run a fog machine. It'd be nice if the temperature was better. And in Florida, with 103 degrees on the heat index, the Palmetto Tigers are taking the field. Big Rashad is carrying the Palmetto Tiger paw, and it looks like our Palmetto Tigers are ready to play.
You know what I would like to see tonight, guys, is since we're going to receive the ball, I would love to see us score on our first drive of the night. I'm trying to think back, Kenny, but I don't believe we've done that other than maybe a field goal. I don't think we've scored a touchdown on our very first drive.
No, I think you're right on the mark. Coach Marino was happy that they were able to produce points on 6 out of 8, but I want to see a fast start too, a nice long 6-7 minute drive, and begin wearing these guys out.
Guys, I hate to interrupt, but let's go down to the sideline with Tom Porter and Coach Dave Marino. Stand by. It looks like Coach Marino is talking to an official. We're trying to get Tom Porter here for the pregame notes.
All right, Tiger fans, here with head coach Dave Marino. Coach, offense looked good last week against Bayshore. You feel we're firing all cylinders offensively?
We still got more room for improvement, but yeah, we were real happy with our progress last week. We got to continue to progress.
Defensively killed it last week. What about that? Do you think there's room for improvement on defense as well? Have you worked on that this week?
Oh, absolutely. You know, all of our kids are hungry to continue to improve each week. So, yeah, we're excited for the opportunity tonight.
All right, good luck in the first half, Coach. Back to you guys.
And the kick is up, and George Davis, the kicker, drives this one into the end zone. So no time goes off the clock. Palmetto will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 20.
Well, I tell you what, guys, if we can just get out here and try to at least get some momentum going our way and at least get the field position changed, just positive. You want everything on that first drive to be positive, and we've talked about this. There's no room for error here. There's no room for mistakes. Let's just try to play a clean, mistake-free football game if that's even possible, but at least limit the mistakes.
Now, taking the field now is Spicer, and he has Westerman's going to be snapping this to him. Eric Porter is still injured here for your Palmetto Tigers, and we have 2 backs in the backfield. Elso Garcia is in the back. Hands the ball off to Garcia, runs forward for about a 1-2 yard gain on the play, so that's going to bring up 2nd long.
You know, this is how the Tigers started out with the jumbo package here with Elso running at tailback, and they only ran it the first series in the first half and then the second half, and actually did pretty good. I'm surprised they didn't stay with it, but he must have his play scripted what he's looking for. I know he wants to get those backs in and out.
One of Big Lester Johnson was in there in the fullback on the jumbo package last week, and that's a real compliment for Garcia. Now this time Palmetto has only Jason Spicer in the backfield, 2 receivers out there to the left, 1 single Reggie White out here to the right. Nobody to hand off to. Spicer goes to the middle of the field, and so formation problem there for our Tigers and a loss on the play.
Yeah, that definitely was going to be a handoff play in the mind of Jason Spicer, but to his disbelief, he looks behind him and no one's there.
Yeah, I think you need a back there to hand it to if you're going to hand it off.
It does help when you're playing imaginary football.
Unless he was going to do play action there. I don't think it'd be a dead giveaway.
So, Palmetto opened up with the 5 wide, no back look the first time, and Jason was not aware of that. But Spicer has 2 on each side, and he's got 1 receiver in the backfield with him. He has a delay over here. Nice throw out there. It's going to go for a first down on the play. Caught out there by number 24, Jacob Sullivan.
Yeah, and Sully is always kind of the first guy that Jason's looking for. He's got sure hands. You don't see him hardly ever drop a pass, and if he does, it's a bad pass. I mean, that kid has really been spot on, especially with 3rd and long plays, Kenny.
Yeah, he's definitely Mr. Dependable, and has come through on those plays, and I thought, oh my, here we're going 3 and out, but first down, guys.
First down, and we have Jacob Solon over here. Theodore Washington lined up at tight end on the right side. Elso Garcia in the backfield. One back behind him takes the ball up to center field. That's going to be Johnny Jones plunging forward for about a 5-yard gain, Tigers.
Yeah, and Johnny Jones just picking right up where he left off last week. You know, and we talk about him every week. Just a hard north-south runner. And he's going to pick up 2 yards even when he's got someone hanging on him, and that's what you'd like to see. Let's get some breathing room and not have to panic and try to pick up a 3rd and long every time.
Yeah, Johnny has all season long. He goes for 1.5 yards more than I spot him, and he did go for 6 yards on that one. He's in the backfield with Elso Garcia. Spicer has 2 receivers, hands the ball off Johnny Jones, goes for the first down. So Johnny Jones running hard and low.
Yeah, that's great balance right there. His knee was about 1/4 of an inch from hitting the ground, but he's able to maintain his balance and pick up the first down. This kid is really something special, and once again, that's just a sophomore we're looking at. This kid's going to be with us for a couple more years, and we're going to benefit from that.
Love his running style, low pad level. Kids at home run like that, and now he has one in the backfield. He's got Herman White going in motion. Now it's going to be a dive in there. A beautiful play call. He goes for about 4 yards on the play.
It's just what the doctor had ordered here. They're getting those 4 and 5 yards here on first down and moving the ball. Lakewood Ranch has played better early in the game. They have yet to play a complete game, but if you remember just a few weeks ago against Braden River, it was 3-0 going late into the first half, but then they fizzled. But we're taking it to them.
Now with exactly 9 minutes on the clock, Spicer's got back in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers on both sides. Johnny Jones in the backfield. Elsar Garcia in motion going right to left through the formation. Johnny bounces this one wide. He's going to cut it up, jumps over a defender, and there's going to be a penalty on the field after about a 3-yard gain.
I'm not sure if that's legal in high school football, to be honest with you. I don't think you can jump over a play or over a tackler. I'm not really sure.
You're spot on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
he can't do the LeGarrette Blunt highlight film.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that, guys. If you can do it,
No, it's a procedure.
Okay, so a legal procedure on the Tigers. And
all right. But it's probably still illegal. But we only get a 5-yard penalty.
But, I believe Rick is spot on that call. That's something I have seen before, but that's only a 5-yard call. So what they said there was that Elso Garcia was starting toward the line of scrimmage as the play developed there. I thought he was running parallel there, but that is an illegal procedure. It'll be a 2nd and 10 here for our Tigers.
Well, just an opportunity here to put ourselves in a good 3rd and short situation here.
Sullivan is out here wide, and he looks like Teddy Washington's out here as a slot receiver. Reggie White out there. Hands the ball off to the center field. No gain on the play. So he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. That'll be a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and we're going to have to throw the ball from time to time. I don't care how good your O-line is. If they stack that box and they're expecting you to run every play, it's going to be difficult. So hopefully we can come out here with a quick pass.
I'm still waiting for him to pull the ball and take it off himself, but he doesn't do it that much, and he can move the change for us.
So he'll take this one. 3 receivers out here to the right, 1 out to the left. And he looks for Elijah Davis. Then he throws the middle field. Great catch out there. Reggie White, first down.
Yeah, I like what Reggie did there. He made sure of the catch, got his hands out there, secured the ball, wasn't trying to look upfield and break a tackle. Just secure the first down and go down.
And as a good receiver, you run past the first down marker to come back to it. And like you said, he caught the ball perfectly.
Now, one thing that we saw 2 plays prior, Teddy Washington was lined up here in the slot, and it's an excellent, and we ran a running play. It's one of those where you fake the handoff and you got the tight end running down in the seam route. We may see that. We have 2 guys in motion there, really getting set before the play. Penalty on the field.
Delay a game.
And so we're going to have a delay a game on the Tigers.
Well, I'm liking what I'm seeing up to this point. I mean, the offensive line has looked really, really good. They're coming off the ball hard. I mean, they're blowing the D line up here as much as you can expect, and And we're running the ball effectively. You can't really ask. And Spicer's 2 for 2 on his passes.
So 7 minutes exactly on the clock. 2 receivers getting set over here on this side. So we have single receivers out there on the play. Spicer takes this one. Toss out there. It's going to be Elijah Davis looking for the corner. Gets a block out there. Turns the edge. And he's going to go down right at the 39-yard line. So good run for Elijah Davis.
Yeah, and a great job by Sully. I mean, he puts a great block on the cornerback and allows that play to develop, and we pick up a good hard 4 yards there.
So, one thing that I'm seeing here tonight, you think about Palmetto's run-heavy offense. We've had multiple looks. The defense is not seeing the same package. It seems easy what we're doing, but they're getting a whole bunch of different looks out of this Palmetto offense tonight. Now Spicer hands one Davis to the middle of the field, driving forward, and he drives forward for about a 5-yard gain on the play.
So you think Coach Marino's setting some stuff up, Brian?
Yeah, I do.
You think that's fair?
Absolutely.
Well, it's
a chess game.
We all know this, and Coach Marino, everything evolves off the run. And you can do so many things if you can get that running game going, and they're doing just an outstanding job doing.
Especially when it's 3rd and short.
Yeah, that's the thing here. And we have Elso Garcia in the H-back position over here to the right, and Elijah Davis in the backfield. And it's a draw play to Elijah. He's driving forward, very close to the first down marker.
I think he's
going to be
got
a little.
It. It's going to be real close. Real close.
So, Rick and Ken, you make the call. First down?
I think.
I'm going to cheat and walk across.
Looks good to me.
I'm going to say yes. I'm thinking
it looks
we got
good
the
to
first
me.
down.
Yeah, looks good. So 5 minutes and 51 seconds here in the first quarter. Palmetto Tigers driving, breaking the action here. We may have a measurement.
And once again, that was a good job by our offensive line. Big hole there on the left side. Able to get Elijah in there to pick up some crucial yards, and he was fighting hard for that last half a yard.
And what I like about that 3rd down call, that he was confident enough in his line to run the ball.
Yeah.
And the first down, gentlemen.
So that's a first down for your Palmetto Tigers. That first down is sponsored by Keaton's Office and Art Supply. Real fast service, serving the business needs of the community since 1951. Keaton's Office Supply. Really, Palmetto offense doing what they need to do here, guys. Moving down the field, no punts, progressing down the field, showing multiple formations out here. Check. Things look good.
And it's been very methodical. I mean, we're 6 minutes into this drive, and we're to the 30-yard line. I mean, they're just going to wear them down if they keep doing this.
Yeah, and one way to keep that big Samuel Jackson offensive lineman from doing much damage here to our Tigers. He's on the sideline right now, and he's having to watch.
Did you see they were going to put him in on the 4th and short?
Yeah.
He did come in, and then when they got the first down, they took him out. Okay.
Always good to have one of those. So, and again, we talk about Grant Westerman, center here, is doing a fine job replacing Eric Porter, and that shows how solid that Jacob is. Jason Spicer has been very solid. No exchange problem, so he's going to take this one. 1st and 10. Looks out there for a pass. It's big Teddy Washington. There's that route we were talking about. Teddy rumbles down to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, nice play there. Just exactly what you had talked about earlier. He set it up, and we once again, that run. They're keying in on the run, and he's running down the sideline wide open. That's a big boy.
That's
a great
running.
Yeah, what a great call.
But great call. You're looking earlier on the run action. Teddy's out there, looking like he's blocking. This time he releases down the field, little X delay. Just beautiful play calling for the guys up in the box here for our Tiger offensive coaching staff. Two out on the left here, and Teddy Washington's out there in slot along with Reggie White is over here to the right. And he has Elijah Davis in the backfield, hands off the middle of the field. Spicer with a great fake, keeps it around. Touchdown, Jason Spicer.
Just what I was talking about earlier. He pulled it up and then home free, touchdown.
And I'll tell you what, he fooled me on that one.
Yes, he did.
That was just a great option play, a great read on his part. We've been looking for it. He gave it to us. You know what will help you have a low-scoring game? Long drives like that. That's exactly what we've been looking for all year. They came out here crisp. They were sharp that first drive of the night, Kenny.
Yes, they even had some breakdowns with the penalties, but they were able to make it up and just stick with the plan, and extra points good.
Extra points good. Great kick there. Good spot by Logan Frazier. Looks like they shored things up along the line there. We've had a little bit of special teams breakdowns, but things looked really tight there. Rush guy coming off the edge, and Freddie kicking the ball very high. So Alfredo Manriquez is going to line up and kick. And speaking of kicks, guys, DeVito's Auto Repair. I get a kick out of good service there. Located in Ellington for quality auto repair. Visit Tom and John DeVito, serving satisfied customers since 1978 there at DeVito's Auto Repair.
He's missed his call.
What
do you think,
That
Rick?
was a great segue. That was awesome.
Brian.
Yeah, I figured I'd try to, give it a little better effort there after Spicer absolutely faked me out, and I thought Elijah had the ball on that.
Faked all of us out.
But you didn't pick on me on that one, guys. I appreciate that. Now, Alfredo Manriquez, he's shown to be a powerful weapon here. We expect Freddie to kick this one in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, Freddie's a little disappointed here last couple of weeks. Hadn't had his big coach Robbie Stevenson out here with him, but he's doing good.
Freddie kicks it high and deep, very high, fielded right at the 1 yard deep in the end zone. So a very high, nice coverage kick. And, speaking of coverage, Boyd Insurance Agent is a agency there in Bradenton's the winner of the People's Choice Best Insurance Agency in Manatee County Award, providing the coverage you need and a name you can trust, serving Manatee County since 1974. Boyd Insurance and Financial Services.
We are definitely blessed with some great sponsors.
You're awesome.
Okay, now Big Samuel Jackson is out there on the edge. Interesting matchup. I don't think he's seen anybody like Lester Johnson who's lining up. This will be an excellent matchup between two future Saturday players. Quarterback takes this one. Lester misses the tackle, backs around the edge, goes for about a 4-yard gain on the play. So with 4 minutes and 53 seconds remaining, it's a nice 3-yard gain for Lakewood Ranch.
And with that thought, let's kick it down to the sideline with Tom.
Hey, Tiger fans, coming into this game, the knock against the Lakewood Ranch team has been offensively. They haven't scored but 17 points this year in 4 games. Defensively, they've been a little bit better. Last week, only giving up 7 points. So the question was, what would our offense do against that defense? And obviously, we just heard the answer. We just saw the answer with that 13-yard scamper by Spicer for that, after the end of that long drive. So the offense performed well. Defensively, we expect this to be a demolishing of this Lakewood Ranch offense. They haven't done anything, and our defense has been phenomenal, one of the best in the area. There's no reason to expect that to change tonight. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tom. 4 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter here, and quarterback Justin Curtis is back there. One back in the backfield with him. 2 receivers out there wide. Palmetto lines up in a 4-man front. Curtis looks over the defense. He's got a blitzing linebacker here. Rolls to his right, throws the ball down the middle field, and it's intercepted. He's at the 40, the 30, and he's going to be run out of bounds there right about the 20-yard line. So great pick there for our Tiger D.
Yeah, good job by the defense. There wasn't a lot of pressure in his in the quarterback's face at the time. Well, just a bad throw.
But
he was on the run.
He was on the run. I think he watched some film on our defense because he was getting rid of it on that second down play. He was throwing it way early.
Well, we know if he watched the tape on the Sarasota game.
Yes, any game. Yeah. But that one especially, yes.
Well, that's
and he just threw a pick.
Yeah.
Didn't get a chance to see if that was Desmond Ross on the play, but excellent play by the Palmetto Tigers secondary there. So Palmetto now has the ball, 4 minutes and 11 seconds, and excellent field position here. The defense doing its thing once again, guys. Ball's at the 20-yard line. Spicer's going to take this one, talking things over under center. He has Sullivan out here to the right, and Reggie White is out there to the left. Now he does a toss sweep out there. Elijah Davis cuts in the middle of the field, but going to be tackled there. Excellent tackle on the play there by Christian Shazik at 5'10", 195-pound DN there.
Yeah, Lakewood Ranch did a good job of closing up the edge there and kind of pushing Elijah inside, and a good tackle by the defensive tackle for Lakewood Ranch. But I tell you what, we're going to open that up, and you're going to see one up the middle here shortly where we just blow it wide open. I'm right now.
All right,
Who's calling it?
2 on each side. Elso Garcia is in motion, and Spicer takes it, looks over to Elso Garcia. Now he's going to scramble to his left, cuts up the middle of the field, and he's going to be tackled. And really tried to make something happen out of that one. Good coverage over there. Elso went down the seam, and he was picked up there by the Lakewood Ranch secondary.
So it brings up a 3rd and long, and my philosophy is, we've kind of exposed this defensive unit here, and let's continue to try to drive that ball and run that ball. Now's not a good time at 3rd and 13, but I would like to see us pick up some yards.
Yeah, I think 2 down territory here for sure. Get it closer and go for it.
Elijah Davis in the backfield, 2 receivers on each side. Spicer takes a high snap, gets a nice bounce, runs to the middle of the field, bounces out to the left, trying to make a play, looking down the field, eyes in the middle of the field, spins out of a tackle, tackled there at the 26-yard line. So from there, Kenny, it would be a 43-yard field goal.
43-yard, very makeable for our young man here, and I think that's the first snap from out of the shotgun where we've had it mishandled all season.
Yeah, and again, Spicer has shown when there's things that are off, he's the kind of athlete out there that doesn't panic. He doesn't let it get away from him. He doesn't do anything stupid like throwing an interception.
And it's like he knew that ball was just going to bounce right up to him. I mean, he didn't try to get down. It's going to bounce up to him. And I thought he was going to make a play like he did against Booker.
They're coming very hard off the edge here. Logan Frazier's going to take the snap. 43-yard field goal here for Alfredo Manriquez. Snap is good. Ball's down. The kick is up. And it is good. So 43-yard kick for Alfredo Manriquez.
Very good. They've been working on our opportunities here with it. They kept the same personnel in there, but they just changed their splits around, made them a little wider, told them to get big up front, and good snap, good hold, and a good kick means 3 points every time.
And Coach Robbie Stevenson coming off of knee surgery here. That's got to make him feel a little bit better. Things are short up here for special teams. And now we're going to talk about, again, DeVito's Auto Repair, getting quite a few kicks here tonight. So DeVito's has got a good spot here tonight, located in Ellington for quality auto repair. Visit Tom and John DeVito, serving satisfied customers since 1978. You know, Tom DeVito, John played at Palmetto. Tom, and I remember Tom Sr. With a good Ken Burton, Mr. Duncan at the church there.
Oh yeah, Marion.
Very good, and Tom DeVito Sr. used to take us to the Pirates games when I was a kid. That one's deep in the end zone, and that goes without saying. We expect that here, and so Manriquez once again drives it in the end zone.
Next week, and if we can get this stat, I want to know how many kickoffs we've had in the end zone, and how many a team has had a chance to run back. You got that stat?
100. Not off the top of my head, but I can think of just maybe at most on one hand, if that.
Yeah, and the one win game where we were kicking into extremely high wind. It still went down to the half-yard line.
Yes.
Yeah.
But last week, 100% into the end zone, and then nothing's going to change here tonight. Quarterback takes that one around the edge, and he's going to go for about a 5-yard gain on the play, running behind big Samuel Jackson out there. Good run on the play. 1 minute, 23 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a good job by Justin Curtis, but you're not going to make a living on this defense doing that. You're going to get banged up.
He faked everybody out, but holding the ball like he did, I don't know if he was trying to pass, but they're going to knock it loose the way he was running with it.
So brings up a 2nd and 5 here, and Justin Curtis is back there in the backfield. 2 receivers out here to the right. Curtis hands the ball off, and that's going to go nowhere as the Palmetto defense. Now there is big number 85, Andrew Osborne, shutting the door.
He's a tall, lanky kid. I think he's just a junior. He's also our long snapper. He looks like a long snapper, those long arms, and he just needs him to go all the way down to his knees, though, and he'll be the epitome of long snapper.
That's one of the – it's not an easy job, very high pressure, but that's a job you can do for a long time. And now he's going to take this one in the backfield out of the shotgun. Palmetto in a very bare front look. Everybody's across the line of scrimmage. So really, if you're going to get away with something, you want to pass the rock here and get it out early. Now he drops back. Big rush coming. He throws the middle screen. Nothing home. Great defense by our Tigers.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure in his face. Curtis was just trying to get rid of that pass quickly, and that the screen never really set up.
Yeah, I think they were waiting for it. The second, our linebackers were sitting there waiting for it. So if they'd even completed it, wasn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah, if you watched Alabama play Miami in 1993, that's the bare front. Everybody up at the line of scrimmage, matched up nose to nose, and great defensive setup there by the defense and coaching staff. Now we've got Johnny Jones is back there to field this high snap. Woo, lots of time, but he gets it off. A very nice punt. Johnny Jones fields this one at the 41. He's got a break. He's at the 50. Cuts it inside, driving forward to about the 42-yard line. Great return by Johnny Jones.
Yeah, I think that time the punter outkicked his coverage. I mean, he turned that ball over just like you want. But Johnny got him a nice ball and was able to get up on the left side there. Best return I think I've seen him have all year.
Yeah, good. Yesterday during or before the freshman game ever got started, it was a rain out, and Johnny was just finishing up practice trying to run to the parking lot, and I think he ran so fast. I don't think a drop hit him. I mean, he just was scooting through the parking lot. I mean, this kid can run.
Okay, now, Remedy Employer Services, our favorite local PEO providing payroll service benefits and so much more. Ken, let's have some first quarter statistics.
Okay, well, obviously it was all Tigers here. Do we want to do the play here first?
Yeah, let's run this play. Referees are stopping play here, resetting the ball. So we've got a stoppage of play here. This will be the beginning of the second quarter. So they're going to sort this one out. Westerman's going to take this one, snap it back. Ball's right at the 45-yard line, directly in front of us here. Very loud crowd here, getting fired up. Tigers in good form tonight, leading this one 10-0. I love this look. Lester Johnson is in the backfield with and that is Elso Garcia driving forward. And he drives forward for 5 yards on the play.
All right, first quarter statistics, all Tigers. 13 rushes for 40 yards, 3 for 3 passing for another 40 yards, 80 total yards, probably 10 or 11 minutes on the clock. Lakewood Ranch, 3 rushes for 5 yards and 0 for 3 passing. So 80 yards to 5 yards, just what the coach dialed up.
So ball at the 41-yard line. Big Lester Johnson in fullback position. Elso Garcia is in the backfield there with him. 2 receivers out there. And so he drops back. He looks. Sullivan was open early. Now Jason Spicer steps up, runs to the left, reverses his field. No linemen are downfield, so we're still good here to throw the ball. Spicer's still hanging on the ball. Dives forward for about a very exciting 4-yard gain.
He ran about 10 to pick up 4, but that was a good job by him because that's something that we never really had before, is that ability to get out of a bad situation.
And did you see him when he was able to get around the defensive end, and then he watched his blocker set so that he could make it a 3rd and short.
And the discipline there by the offensive line, that's one of those. And Spicer's still looking to pass. The offensive lineman did not go downfield, and so he still had a pass-run option there. So just heads-up play as we continue to see by Jason Spicer. Now I wanted to talk about one of our fine sponsors here, the Manatee Community Federal Credit Union, serving anyone who lives, work, or worships in Manatee County. Log on to www.manatee.com cfcu.org to become a member. Great benefits include favorable auto loan rates and buying assistance. We will treat you with a great local service and the respect you deserve. Manatee Community Federal Credit Union. That website again is www.manateecfcu.org.
Guys, let me jump in real quick and let's get another comment here with Tom Porter on the sideline.
Hey, Tiger fans, as this play is getting ready to take off here, I'm just going to point out the snapping issues that we're having on special teams. Last week, you recall at Bayshore, we had a few field goals blocked. Today, that 43-yard amazing field goal by Freddie Manriquez was in spite of a bad snap and a tremendous hold. Terrible snap. 85, Andrew Osborne struggling in that area. Haven't seen much improvement over the last week or two from the special teams area. That starts everything. If he's not up there delivering an accurate, precise snap, everything else is off. The blocking is off, the hold is off, and obviously the kicker will be off out of his stride for that long of a field goal especially. So hopefully that's something we can get fixed tonight. If not, it could be a long night on special teams for us again like it was last week. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Tom. We have Herman White out here flanked to the left, Teddy Washington out wide to the right. It is a cut in the middle of the field, and that's Elijah Davis, and he's going to go for a 9-yard gain. You know, on that point, Rick, one thing about having Andrew Osborne, he's an athlete, and he's able to play D-end, he's able to play offensive tight end. And when you have those guys out there playing the game of football, it's not like Saturday. You get your hands hurt, you get gacked up,
right,
and then you're long snapping.
Yes.
On Saturdays, there's generally this goober-looking guy out there, you know, that I see on the college. I'm just saying it. That's all he does.
He's an honorary kicker is what he is. He hangs out with the kickers.
Right, and he's not.
That's all he does.
And he's really good at it, you know. So one thing in Andrew's defense, you know, that's not the only thing he does. And you do playing the game of football, you get your fingers and hands mangled. It makes it tough to snap. Now this one is going to be bounced outside initially by Elijah Davis, tackled right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd and 3.
We did have we had one first down during the segment with Tom Porter and picked up a few yards here, looking at a 3rd and 3. But it seems like we're having a lot more success, guys, running that ball off tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And you know we're still struggling a little bit when we try to get around the edge, but those DNs are doing a good job containing us.
Also, Garcia's back there in the backfield. We have Reggie White flanked over to the left, Herman White out there to the right. Spicer hands the ball off. Beautiful cut there by Elijah Davis, first down.
Yeah, good job. And I would just continue to exploit that as long as I possibly could, because that's working for us up to this point, Kenny.
Just keep running it until they decide to make an adjustment, and you're absolutely right.
Now that brings us 1st and 10 inside the 20, folks. We're in the red zone. I want to talk about superior asphalt, superior quality, superior service, superior asphalt. Superior has built a rock-solid reputation in the Manatee, Sarasota County areas for over a decade. Superior asphalt. Now 2 receivers, 1 on each side. Spicer fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, looking, slips. Now he shakes a tackle in the backfield, reversing his field again, and he's going to be tackled and shakes another tackle. Head still up, throws the ball out there. Elijah Davis for down to the 15. That is the most exciting 3-yard gain you will ever have, guys.
That's just pure athleticism there.
Yes.
There's no way that he should have gotten out of that. The field is a little bit wet from last night's heavy rain. You could see Spicer losing his footing as well as some of the defensive players, but just another heads-up play by Jason Spicer, and I'll take that 3 yards over the 10 or 15 he was about to lose.
Yes, and we have experienced a couple of those. What I like, though, he keeps that head up to throw it.
And it is just about, with 4 or 5 seconds off the clock, the offensive line not going down the field. I mean, he obviously does that in practice because that's hard to do. Elijah Davis driving forward for about a 6-yard gain. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 2.
Another hard run right up the gut by Elijah, and I tell you, that right there seems to be the weakness, Kenny.
Yes.
They are really having success running up the middle, and the offensive line is just outstanding.
They're blowing them away, and here we are in a nice, manageable 3rd and short again. Can open that playbook, and a lot of options here.
Now to counter, Lakewood Ranch has put in big Samuel Jackson, 330 pounds across the line from Westerman there. So a big test for Westerman here, our new center here against that very huge lineman. Herman White in motion. Elijah Davis has got the ball to the left. He's driving forward all the way to the half-yard line. Great blocking out there by the left side of the line.
Yeah, another good job there by Jesse West. You've got Williams, Rashawn Williams over there, opened up a huge hole for Elijah, and now we're looking at a 1st and goal at about the 2-yard line, guys.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door. I think I could have run through that hole. It was so big.
Yeah, very nice. And it was a little counter tray type action. Looked like the play was going to the right. Big Samuel Jackson was in the right side of the backfield, and then they greased him out the other side. Kind of a zoom action look. Elso Garcia lead block. Johnny, there's a fumble. It's on the ground as Elijah Davis went airborne and was hit. So there's a scrum on the play. They're scrambling for ball. Lakewood Ranch ball.
Lakewood Ranch. Oh, what a big break for them. My goodness.
So Elijah Davis goes airborne. He gets hit.
I think it was Johnny.
It Johnny?
I think it was Johnny Jones. And what happened was he tried to dive over the pile there, and he got upended is what happened. He looked like he was about to do a somersault. He trying to make a play, couldn't hold on to the ball, got hit hard. And looks to be okay, but a blown opportunity. But now the defense, if they lick those chops a little bit, they can make something big happen right here.
I think we're at a water break here, Brian.
Oh, water break. All right. During this water break, I wanted to talk about some of the guys I know. I've spent some time out on the water with some of the family members. Keaton's Office and Art Supply, real fast service, serving the business needs of the community since 1951. That was a reach on that segue, guys.
That was pretty good, though. You have been just awesome tonight. You stepped up your game, dude. You really have.
Lots of pressure here. And speaking of that, guys, in this situation, Lakewood Ranch has the ball on the 2-yard line. Are we going to see a bear front, or are we going to see a dime-type look in coverage? If I am a Palmetto Tiger, I'm bringing the house.
I'm with you. They haven't shown me they could stop us.
And there we go. And he plunges forward for about a half-yard gain. So it's really the same situation here. It'll be a 2nd and 9 for Lakewood Ranch. 5 minutes and 23 seconds.
What they want to try to do, if they can't get a first down, just get out to the 5. So if they have to punt, they got the 13 yards they can work with.
Yeah, and Palmetto defense not playing soft here. They're coming and rolling toward the line of scrimmage here. And
Houston.
Quarterback's looking over. Houston is just, he's just wants to get in there and just blow this one up. He's creeping up to the line of scrimmage. He jumps a gap there, and they're barely going to be. It's very close to a safety. Let's see the call here.
It's going to be right like at the half-yard line, guys. It's going to be close, but he did have that ball over the goal line.
And there's a flag over there way on the far side of the end zone over there where they're sorting this one out. So that would have to be an offsides or a motion here. If it is a motion penalty, we're going to see our Tigers decline this one, guys.
Yeah, yes. It's going to be a motion call, illegal motion.
They're just trying to jumpstart to try to get a gap open here. And
oh, what a nightmare. So Derek... it's actually Justin Curtis is back there, and what a terrible situation. He's at the 1-yard line starting out, and we did decline that penalty. It says 2nd and 10 on the board here, but I believe that's a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. So we got a 3rd and 11 here for the Lakewood Ranch in a terrible field position here. Palmetto defense playing aggressively there, creeping up to the line of scrimmage, and we've seen Trevante Thompson, the safety, is very near the line of scrimmage. Everybody's up there. They're bringing the house. He rolls to his right, looks for a little out route, and got a receiver. He's complete right at the 11-yard line. He's going to be about half a foot short of the first down, guys.
Yeah, that was a good play by Lakewood Ranch there, and that was a good throw by Curtis and a nice pass and catch there. And they're very close to the first down, but they're going to be short. Going to bring up a punting situation, and I think that like we would be. I mean, the defense was just trying to get him sacked. You're right. They're trying to get a safety.
I think they had all 11 up in the box.
Yeah.
But if their receiver would have just run a little bit to come back like our fella did, but at least they've got a little bit of room to punt the ball here.
So they've got room. He's punting it from the middle of the end zone, and it looks like Johnny Jones is back there to receive this one. So Johnny's fine after the play on the goal line. Long punt, turns it over. Coming up to field that one, and it nearly hits a Tiger. And it did hit a Tiger.
It did hit a Tiger.
So let's see what the call is here, because he did spot that one, and he's going to sort it out. And the way that the referee threw the bean out there, guys, I'm a little concerned.
Yeah,
they're talking it over. That's going to be Lakewood's ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Nope. Well,
I am absolutely confused.
Okay, so what they're saying is it touched a Lakewood Ranch defender there instead of Palmetto Tiger. That was very close. It was right at the feet.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And really very scary there. We didn't get away from the ball on that. We had two guys engaged in blocks up there. Very fortunate for the Tigers on that one. But with 4 minutes and 15 seconds, this Palmetto Tigers looking to drive down and put another 7 on the board. They lead this one 10-0. Spicer hands the ball off, running hard to the middle of the line for a 5-yard gain there, and that one was Johnny Jones.
Yeah, that's Johnny. Johnny's upset at himself because he let that ball get away from him and allowed Lakewood Ranch to recover it and missed a scoring opportunity. But Johnny will come back here, and I guarantee you he will be trying to run as hard as he can over any defensive player that gets in his way.
I love this set here. We've got Sullivan out here wide, Theodore Washington out here on the slot receiver, Elso Garcia in the back, and Jason Spicer keeps it, and he ducks a tackle, driving
what
forward,
a great play.
and that goes for about a 5-yard gain, very close, just short of the first down.
What a nice play, Jason Spicer. I mean, once again, should have been tackled at the line of scrimmage, is able to wiggle his way out of a tackle and picks up another first down. Just a good job. I mean, we can talk about this kid all night, but, outside of the one mistake they've made on the goal line, this offense has been performing well.
Yeah, a touchdown, a field goal, and a fumble. You would think it doesn't reflect how well they played tonight. They played on short fields, but the best part is that we have dominated the time of possession.
So 3 minutes and 15 seconds here. Spicer is going to take this one under center. He's got Herman White out there, and he now fakes the handoff. It's a middle screen, throws it out there, caught by Johnny Jones, shakes the tackle. He's out to 25, driving forward to the 21-yard line goes Johnny Jones.
Yeah, that's going to be close to another first down. And there you see, Jason holding back, letting that defense get to him, letting those linebackers kind of get out of position. Then Johnny's able to pick up some good yards there.
And he had a defender squat there on Johnny, and you throw it to either side away from the defender. Johnny made a nice catch, good throw, heads up play by Jason again.
That's right.
Because the defender had squatted on that, so he threw it away from the defender from close quarters. So another good play by Jason Spicer. Second one. Johnny Jones running hard. First down. He's down to the 15-yard line.
Well, once again, you can talk all night about Johnny Jones. I mean, even when he hits you, and he gets tackled, it's not easy. And he picks up another huge first down here. We're in another good scoring opportunity, Kenny, and that young man just runs.
I just like how they bounce off of him. They can't bring him down.
1 minute, 57 seconds remaining. Palmetto still has all 3 timeouts in the pocket here. And we have one receiver on each side of the formation. Plays stopped here. And that's going to be a timeout, Lakewood Ranch. That's going to really plenty of time here, no issues. Minute 43 seconds, Palmetto driving. We're in the red zone, guys. Things are looking good. I really look for a continuation of this run-heavy package that we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just need to, continue to focus on all the positive things that we're seeing out of this offense. This is what we believed this offense was, since our very first game at Booker. This is what they can do, and it's really nice seeing them put everything together. And, things are going to happen when you're trying to make plays. So that fumble on the goal line, I mean, it's going to happen sometimes. And, hey, they're making plays on the other side of the ball.
And the best part about it, the side benefit is our defense is over there on the sidelines rested.
Yes.
And that is scary. They have played some games where they've been out in that field.
They're probably wondering when the game starts.
Yes. Yeah, good point.
Oh, and that is a bunch that you do not want to have fresh when they come in, because they are killers here, that Tiger defense. Now the offense takes us in the red zone, and that's going to be a cutout there, and he's going to be hit very hard driving forward to the 8-yard line. So a nice gain on the paint. I'm going to talk about Superior Asphalt, guys, while we're in the red zone here. Superior quality, superior service, Superior Asphalt. Superior has built a rock-solid reputation in the Manatee, Sarasota County areas for over a decade. Superior Asphalt.
That was superior, Brian. That was really superior.
I think he's going to be superior.
I think he is. You are supreme superior.
I just really am trying to be rock solid like the sponsors there at Superior Asphalt.
You sound very professional.
Thank you.
Missed his calling.
Spicer looks. He's got a 2nd and 5 here. Garcia moves over in motion. Spicer looks for the slant. Now he keeps it. Calls his own number. Gets a good block by Teddy Washington. Touchdown.
See, and that's what you have with Jason Spicer. Drops back, good coverage by Lakewood, no one open, tucks and runs, knows where he wants to go, and picks up a nice scoring opportunity here with 57 seconds to go in the first half.
And did it just kind of matter-of-factly and untouched.
He has very deceiving speed.
Yes.
He's a lot faster than you think, and when he has to turn the jets on, he can do it with the best of them.
And a great block by Theodore Washington at the end of that play, and Spicer able to just waltz in. So Tigers leading 16-0. Alfredo Manriquez, and they're waiting the snap here. Osborne's going to snap it back here, and he's got Logan Frazier here on the spot. Eddie show, these are how do they do it, Ken? These guys are 150 to 175 pounds.
Well,
how can they possibly humanly kick the ball so far?
It's a lot of practice, leg speed, and with Freddie, he's got that long body and getting that speed up. That's why he's doing it.
Wow, it's a beautiful thing to watch. Now Lakewood Ranch, only 42 seconds, brings up a 2nd and 15. Palmetto now looking in kind of a 4-man, very safe front here. Quarterback takes this one for about a 6-yard gain. Nice gain there for Justin Curtis. So that clock is now sitting at 26 seconds here, the enemy of Lakewood Ranch.
So I know we're going to have the stats here at the end of the quarter. Have they picked up a first down yet this half?
I don't think so. They haven't ran but about 3 or 4 plays.
They haven't picked up much, have they?
Maybe one first down. I'm trying to recall, and but 3rd and 8 on this one. And now they fake the jet sweep. Quarterback keep, tries to go out the back end, gets the defender to slip on the ground, trying to find the edge, and he's going to go down here. Zeros on the clock. That's the end of the first half with your Palmetto Tigers leading this one 17-0 in a very exciting homecoming game.
And we're about to kick off the homecoming festivities here, Kenny, and we already have all the trucks lined up with the floats on the track, and just a great first half of football. This Tiger team came out to play tonight.
They came out and given the homecoming crowd something to cheer about. I see the class of '76 down there has a great showing. That class, state champions in both football and cross country.
Yeah, tremendous group there.
Quickly, we want to do the stats?
Yeah, let's have some statistics here.
Palmetto, it's all the Tigers. 27 rushing attempts for 120 yards, 5 for 5 passing, 51 for a total of 171 total yards. Lakewood Ranch, 8 rushes, 10 yards, 1 for 4 passing for another 10 yards, 20 total yards on 9 plays in the first half.
And that 120 yards rushing for Palmetto, that's us right there. That's what we're capable of doing, and that's what we're going to have to continue to do throughout the season. And just nice to see it, guys. Nice to see that.
It's a beautiful thing to watch. You sprinkle in a great defense. You know, the offense is clicking. You sprinkle in a fantastic defense. And tonight, the special teams shining once again with Manriquez hitting a 43-yard field goal.
That was beautiful.
Everything that you could ask
We're
here.
Operating on all cylinders.
That's right.
No punts for the Tigers here
no punts,
in the first
don't need
half.
to punt.
So moving the ball methodically down the field. And, you know, as we kick to halftime here with this big homecoming celebration, I want to talk about the Manatee Community Federal Credit Union, serving anyone who lives, works, or worships in Manatee County. Log on to www.manateecfcu.org to become a member. Great benefits include favorable auto loan rates and buying assistance. We will treat you with a great local service and respect you deserve. Manatee Community Federal Credit Union. So now, Tiger fans, Rick, do you have any scores?
Yeah, let me give you a few updates here from 941updates.com before we break for the half. Braden River 14, Northport 0 in the second quarter. Manatee 21, Steinbrenner 7 at half. St. Stephen's 35, Keswick 0 at the halftime. And Southeast and DeSoto are in a weather delay, so it must be storming in Arcadia at this time.
Okay, out east.
So that's all we got at this time,
Man,
guys.
that's fantastic.
941updates.com.
941updates.com. I would be much more educated football person if I would stay on top of that address. It's fantastic.
Live it, learn it, love it. Get some of that right there.
Live it.
Huh?
We need to get them as a sponsor, and you can talk real nice about them.
All right, guys, so let's kick it to the great home time activity. Sit back, Tiger fans, enjoy this, and we'll be right back with you here after the first half celebration.
You're watching Tigervision on PalmettoHighSports.com. Stay tuned for the homecoming festivities and the second half.
DJ and Sabrina Anderson. After graduation, she plans to attend Southeastern University to get a bachelor's in public relations. Our second contestant is Courtney Williams. She's being escorted by Pam Colbert and Ben Williams. After graduation, she plans to attend the University of South Florida, majoring in pediatric medicine. Our next representative is Sarah Logan. Sarah is escorted tonight by Christy and Ernie Logan. After graduation, she plans on attending Florida Gulf Coast University or the University of Florida and majoring in business.
Hey, this thing is fine to work.
Next up, we have Jordan Olsen. Tonight, Jordan is escorted by her mother and father, Bill and Jody Olsen. After graduation, she plans to attend USF Sarasota and then transfer to Auburn University to major in animal sciences with an equine emphasis. Our next representative is Addie Williams. Addie is escorted tonight by her mother and father, Christy and Todd Williams. She plans to attend the University of Florida and major in pediatric medicine. Our final representative tonight for the ladies is Ashley Dahl. She's escorted by Jacqueline Johnson and Yolanda Dahl, and she hopes to go to school for nursing, but is undecided of her school choice. Our first male representative tonight is Kristen Taylor. Kristen's escorted by Johnny and Shelley Sanders. After graduation, Kristen would like to play Division I football and possibly be a doctor. Next up, we have Tavares Gavin. Tavares is escorted tonight by Shanavia Gavin and Olivia Johnson. After graduation, Tavares would like to attend college. Our next contestant is Jacob Sullivan. He's escorted tonight by his parents Tammy and Todd Sullivan and also little sister Mackenzie Sullivan. After graduation, he'd like to go to college,
Yeah, go ahead and open it.
play
Thank you.
football, and study kinesiology. Next up, we have Austin Hart. Austin is escorted by Tom Shaw and Josh Lakewood. After graduation, he hopes to attend either the University of Florida or the University of Central Florida, majoring in business finance. Next up, we have Drew Butler. Drew is escorted tonight by Steve and Chris Woodland. After graduation, Drew would like to attend the University of Florida and major in pre-med. Next up, we have Frankie Arroyo. Frankie is escorted tonight by Nadia, Nicole, and Bertie. After graduation, he'd like to go to college and play soccer.
He played for the well, that thing was so rattling more than sitting there screaming to the rattling. I like it.
And now the big moment. Your 2016 homecoming sprint is Austin Hart. Your 2016 homecoming princess is Natasha Posada. Your 2016 homecoming team is Frankie Arroyo.
Like soccer.
For your queen tonight, your 2016 homecoming queen is Ashley Dahl.
Hey guys.
And welcome back to the second half, Tiger fans. We're going to get a first half synopsis from Tom Porter on the sideline.
Hey, Tiger fans. I just got done interviewing Coach Dave Marino. Asked him about the first half and the impressive offense and defensive effort by the Tigers. What was his message at the half? And basically he said they just got to keep improving. You can't be too happy with what you did in the first half. They missed several blocks, several aspects of the game. He said he wasn't happy with the execution. So just perfecting what we did in the first half was the message. Just we can do better. Don't accept this as our best. We can do better. I asked him, were there any scheme changes for the second half? And he said, with the lead, obviously he's going to try to wear down this defense. We've been moving the ball on the defense all night. They should be tired already, but you might see a little bit more running to the perimeter, getting that defense running sideline to sideline, which may open up the middle and cause us to score a lot more and get this clock running and get out of here with a huge victory. That was it from Coach. Back to you guys.
Me.
Hey, all right. Thank you, Tom, for that little interview there with Coach Marino. We're trying to get all of our senses back here after a very exciting halftime homecoming event. Teams are out here warming up, Brian, and trying to get trying to get past the smoke and the confetti.
Yeah, I trying to get down to the Tigervision trailer. I got pelted.
Oh, by a bead?
By beads and candy and people jumping all around and cell phones hitting the ground but I survived to live to talk about it.
Well, it's been like old home week up here.
Incredible.
We're seeing people we haven't seen in years, and everyone is out here enjoying the night and enjoying this
it's
fine football game that we got here.
You know, we had one of my JV football coach, Larry Ritchie, and he coached the JVs here at Palmetto High, and I think a lot of us went through that. Steve down here, Brian Bussell, our public address announcer here, we all played for Coach Larry Ritchie, and to a man, we were all talking about the most fun that we ever had in winning football. I think those teams were losing maybe one game. Manriquez kicks one off, and he kicks it into the end zone. No surprise there. But Coach Ritchie, he was a winner, so we got to win a lot of games. And so fun to play, and just so great to see Coach Larry Ritchie here tonight.
Now his brand of ball, I think if I remember right, was Air Ritchie.
Yeah, and his formations were so easy. We had the odd numbers and the even. 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6. 21 dive right is the second back going into the one hole.
Was it effective?
It worked, and it was simple, and it was very effective.
He was also the head baseball coach here for 100 years, which I'll talk about here in a little bit.
Now quarterback's going to take this one looking out, and he's got one back in motion there, and he hands the ball to the center line going for no gain. Palmetto defense all over that. Loss of about 2 on the play. So here, Palmetto defense starting out business as usual. Loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah, I like that play there because we just smothered the ball carrier, and you got Lester Johnson over there just trying his best to strip that ball out of the runner's hands. And I tell you what, this defense looks like
they haven't even broken a sweat yet.
I don't think they're real happy about not being on the field much in the first half.
True. So we have just a lot of fresh faces, fresh legs out there. Now they throw an out route, and over there's Lester Johnson defending, almost jumped that route.
I mean, that's great coverage right there by Lester. I mean, he's really, when he is focused, he is one of the best defensive players on this field. He really is.
And to get off the block there, he's got the big Samuel Jackson over there. He's shown us that he's got the abilities to play with a D1 type college player on the other side of the line. Now we have quarterback's going to take this one. Justin Curtis looking down the field, throws the ball out of bounds. So that's going to...
Oh, souvenir.
Yeah, I think that may have hit the homecoming queen. It was close.
Is he going to get charged for assault, Rick?
Hopefully he didn't damage a crown.
Yeah, one of the spotters here, the water girl over there, made a nice toss back to the sideline on that one. That brings up 4th and long punting situation. We have Johnny Jones going to go back there to field this one. The punter's been getting some pretty nice punts off.
He has, and but the quarterback just does not want to get hit. He's getting rid of that thing. And
I can't say I blame him.
I don't blame him. He's been watching film.
George Davis takes a high snap, and he drives a nice punt out of there. It's going to be caught by Johnny Jones. He's got the ball at 50. He's at 45, cutting in the middle of the field down to the 37-yard line, bouncing off a tackle again, And to the 34-yard line goes Johnny Jones.
I could talk about Johnny all night. Great balance once again. He actually runs into his own player, spins, keeps his balance. He's like a spider. He's about 3 inches off the ground. He's still moving. He's just got such great footwork.
I really thought he was going to take that one to the house because he was going full speed when he ran into his own guy there. And other than that, he was off to the races.
Well, he knows he got cheated out of a touchdown, and
he's still
upset. He's still
him.
upset about that.
Yes.
All right, Palmetto defense, our offense is out there on the field and back there on defense. You know, I was noticing one of their senior number 30, Trace Parcells, back there, a nice 6 foot, 175-pound cornerback. And really, he hasn't had much chance to defend passes tonight because Palmetto has been running the rock. And Herman White was taking this one on a jet sweep. It's going to be a motion call on the Palmetto offense, so that's going to back us up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15.
Yeah, I think it's important, guys, that we continue to do exactly what we did in the first half, not to get too complacent, too lazy here, and think we got this in the bag. Just stay with the same plan that we had in the first half.
Agreed. Spicer hands the ball off to Jones. He's going to be spinning down their drive back for a 3-yard loss on the play. So now 2nd and
that
forever.
might be the first time tonight that they have hammered us on a run for a loss.
Yeah, and that was a good play by the DN for Lakewood Ranch, number 25, trying to get a name here. But he got off that block and made a good tackle. I think that is the first play we've had for a loss. We've been close, but we've been able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson's in there. That's that offensive tackle, 330-pounder in the middle of the line, directly across from Grant Westerman there, and he's doing a good job of clogging things up in the middle. Spicer looking over his 3 receiver set, and he fakes a bubble out there to the right, rolling to the left, and he goes for about a 2-yard gain on the play. So now the Lakewood Ranch defense has started to stiffen here, and it's a 3rd and 17.
Well, we talked about this, we saw the defense for Lakewood Ranch do this some in the first half. They're going to crowd that front. They're going to bring everybody up, and this is a good opportunity for us to start completing some passes. And I think you'll see them back off and put those linebackers back here and try to cut off that quick slant or that low screen that we like to do so much.
Sullivan's out here wide with Reggie White. 2 receivers out there to the right. Mike Collins in motion. Look at this run here all the way up to the 32-yard line. Now that's 4th down. That would bring up a 49-yard field goal from there, right, Ken?
I think you're spot on, Brian. It'll be interesting to see if they go for it here.
Well, I like that call by Coach Moreno.
I do. I thought it was a great call.
Yeah. Everybody's thinking pass. Pick up some good yards there. 4th and 8.
So the ball's at the 33, so we're going to pass on the 50-yard field goal, and the offense stays on the field. 2 receivers on both sides. Spicer in the shotgun, looking down to the left of the field, throws a slant out there. Receiver slips on his cut at the 20, so that's a turnover of downs. Lakewood Ranch holds, and that'll be 1st and 10 here, 8 minutes and 17 seconds on this 3rd quarter.
But what I liked about that was we needed to practice that.
Right.
4th and 8, and not kick the field goal when Braden River and Venice come to town. We need to have some type of practice where we've tried to move the chains on a 4th and 8 or 4th and 10.
Kenny, if Reggie doesn't slip, that's probably a completed pass. He just slipped.
It was there.
He
just slipped. It's a wet field.
Over the last 2 weeks, Spicer, known for running ability, he's looked excellent as a passer in the last 2 weeks, really throwing the ball well. Now we're going to have the quarterback take this one. He's got 2 receivers out here, and there's a false start on the offense. That's going to back him up 10 yards. Do we have a delay of game there or a false start? Delay of game, so that'll back him up 5.
And once again, this offense is just trying to get something going. They still do not have a 1st down up to this point, and they're just trying to get something.
That was their best field position, the 33.
Yes, it was.
Now Justin Curtis takes this one out of the shotgun. Sidney Pompey's back here in coverage, rolling back, playing soft on this series. He's locked up on the receiver. Pompey's in good coverage. Safety help over the top. Good bracket coverage there by our Tigers.
I tell you what, that was just a simple go route by the receiver there for Lakewood Ranch. I think that was number 81, Calby Johnson. If that pass is thrown a little bit better, that may have been a completion.
Yes, it was pretty close, but our guys are fresh, and it was well covered, and got to give them an A for effort.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more sync there out of Trey Thompson on the backside. Really, Pompey had read that one off the get-go. Pretty good coverage over there by Sidney Pompey. But, again, pressure by that defense doesn't give the quarterback much time. Back's got the edge over there, cuts it to the middle field. Nice gain on the play. He's only going to be 3 yards short of that first down. That'll bring up a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, that was a good run by number 24, Thomas Scott. Got around the edge, and that's not easy to do against this Tiger defense. Some good blocking on the left side for Lakewood. And
it looks like they're trying to get a quick snap here.
Quick snap here, trying to get Palmetto unable to make a substitution here. 3rd and 3. Good job, Tigers. Didn't jump off sides on the hard count. So, Justin Curtis in the backfield. He's got a receiver in motion. Jet sweep action fakes, keeps it, drives forward for no gain on the play. That'll bring up a 4th and 2. Interesting play call here. Ball's on their side of the field, 42-yard line, Rick.
Yeah, well, Curtis goes down a little quick. I'm sure he was trying to avoid a big hit there by one of those aggressive linebackers that we have. But, right now you're down 17-0 with 7:06 to go. What do you got to lose here? We've been dominating their defense all game.
So Justin Curtis surveys the field, looks over to the sideline. Play clock is winding down here, resets his back there. 2 receivers on both sides. It's a draw, and it is not going to work. That's going to be a fumble there. Palmetto defense scrambling. Ball still on the ground, so that's going to be a turnover on downs. So it'll be Palmetto football.
Again, A for effort there. They had nothing to lose, and I really thought they were just going to line up and see if we would jump off sides. So anything they can do, they're just trying to get a first down. Let's get that and maybe get another one, but no luck.
Yeah, the defense has really been playing strong all night, and we're used to that. But they just haven't given Lakewood Ranch any hope whatsoever. That was another good play by the up front guys there on the line. They just, they're getting all kind of penetration there off the line. They're just disrupting anything that Lakewood tries to do.
Yeah, very involved in that play. We had Andrew Duncan back there involved, and it looked like Tyrell Williams, their 5'9", 220-pound senior defensive lineman, was able to come out of the ball on the backside of that one. So
yeah, and there's Andrew making another play. I mean, here he is. I mean, this kid doesn't get off the field very much here, and they're trying to do long snaps on top of everything else, and he's getting nicked up. He's getting banged up.
He continues to shine. We've seen Andrew Duncan play stellar defense. Looking at the Manatee game, some of us weren't available for that game, played on a Monday night. Andrew Duncan had a exceptional game, holding Manatee, the defense there, to only 7 points. Now Palmetto's got it with 6 minutes and 33 seconds. Garcia in motion. Back takes it outside, cuts to the middle field for about a 5-yard gain. So nice running there, and that's going to be Elijah Davis for a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, and that's what's so beneficial here for this offense. Is you got Elijah, you've got Johnny. You can rotate them in and out, Kenny. It gives them an opportunity to catch their breath, get fresh, and you just rotate them in and out all game.
Yes, and it also keeps the injuries down too by having a stable of backs there. They do get hit.
Reggie White out here wide. We have Mdemola Abendella in motion, and Spicer keeps this one, runs forward very close to the first down. He's going to be just a skosh short, so that'll bring up a 3rd and about a half-yard.
Yeah, that looked like a busted play there. The snap was a little high, and again, we're seeing that, the athletic, I can't say it, his skill, just making plays there, and got us right where we want with a 3rd and 1.
So to keep the guys honest in the box, we have Mike Collins going out there with that number 17 that looks very eerily similar to Reggie White's number 11. If you stand those two guys together from this vantage point, it's very hard to tell the difference. But we've got two stars out there, and now hands off the ball, fakes it, and really negative play there as Mike Collins goes for no gain.
Good job is all you can say. The defensive front, the DN for Lakewood Ranch, they make a good tackle on that play. I thought it was going to pick up a couple of yards. To be honest with you, I thought it was there.
And that's usually they give that to Herman White to run it, and he's just a little scat back. So we're seeing a little wrinkle here.
Yeah, with Mike Collins coming in off the defensive side to jump in there on offense and changing things up a little bit. We've got Sullivan wide out here with Herman White. Two receivers, Herman White in motion. Handoff goes right up the middle. Elijah Davis, first down. Beautiful block up there by Rashad Williams. So great blocking up there. Center of the line, Westerman, Williams and Jesse West doing a fine job on that left side of the line.
Yeah, and that's been working for us all night, and that's kind of like the go-to play when you want to pick up a couple of yards. Another good, that's a 4th and 1 play that we pick up a first down and keep the chains moving. Yeah.
Normally, you run a quarterback sneak. That's the most obvious thing, but this has been our bread and butter tonight.
So 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining here, clock winding. Palmetto methodically moving this one down the field. 3 receivers out here in the set to the left, 1 receiver out there to the right. Elijah Davis, we throw it out here, just a little quick hitter there, and that is going to be my favorite name here, Edamola Adidia, the 4th. Or the 3rd, excuse me.
We'll just call him 3.
I tell you what,
that was a great play.
Another great block by Sullivan to break that thing open, and we know how important it is for our receivers to block on those plays. And I tell you, Sullivan just continues to impress me at all levels.
Yeah, he does everything out there. He's so multi-dimensional out there. He's out there with Herman White, kind of a stack formation to the left. Herman White going in motion, checking up there. Big run in the middle of the line. Look at Elijah Davis, fight. They can't take him down. And he goes for about a 1-2 yard gain on the play.
Yeah, good job up front by Lakewood Ranch, but we continue to win that part of the game, and what that does, it's going to set something up. We're going to continue. They're trying to fill that gap now up the middle because they know they're being exploited.
We've been getting 7-8 yards a clip. They finally stop it, so yeah, something else is going to be open.
Yeah, and they've made the big change there. Big Samuel Jackson's over there on the sideline, so the middle's probably going to be a little softer now. We have 2 guys in motion there. Ted Theodore just getting set before the play, actually. Theodore Wilson is looking. He looks. There he is. Teddy's got the ball.
Nice
touchdown.
That was a great pass.
Nice
I
play.
like the play action on that.
Is that nice?
He played it perfect.
Because there was some decent coverage on him. It wasn't like he was wide open. You still had to put that ball in a good spot, and Jason did that. And that's 2 big plays to our tight end tonight, guys. Something we haven't seen too much of this year.
And that's very hard, the execution on that one, because what they're doing that shift before the offense is set.
Yes.
So therefore it's not 2 guys in motion. Gruden used to do that quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
The
Otherwise,
master.
so you have 2 guys that are going over there, and then you do the drag route with Teddy Washington come. Excellent play calling tonight by this Palmetto Tiger offense. Love it. Now that one's blocked.
That's not Freddie's fault. Once again, that's going to be a low snap, and
he came untouched on
off the edge.
Yes, he did off the edge.
Off the edge,
right.
And again, they had made the adjustment by adding 6 inches to their splits to avoid that, and we have got to shore that up before Braden River comes into town.
Yeah, we'll get that fixed. I mean, they're going to continue to work on it, and I'm confident that they'll work that out. But it was, what we got to do is it's with Robbie Stevenson not being here, that doesn't help, and it's difficult to put a lot of practice time into your special teams throughout the week. But I'm sure they'll get something done here. I tell you, it's difficult when you've got one component not working, everything falls apart. You just need one thing not to work.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be like our total game has been on all cylinders tonight. Everything's looking good. All it takes is one person not doing their job.
Manriquez approaches the ball and just kills this one about 10 yards deep in the back of the end zone.
Well, the good thing is that Coach Stevenson does not have any more knees that needs repair. He only has
got them all fixed.
he only has 2. Those 2 have been fixed up. He's tight now. He's ready to go. So I don't think there's another knee, unless I'm missing something, that he should have surgery on. So I think he'll be ready to go here in a few weeks.
Yeah, I had a smart aleck reply to that, but I passed on that one. So now that brings up 1st and 10 for Lakewood Ranch, and now the quarterback hands that one off. Nothing going there. That's about a 4-yard loss on the play. So with 2 minutes and 37 seconds remaining here in the third, Palmetto Tigers dominating.
If I'm number 24 for Lakewood Ranch, Thomas Scott, I am not wanting to run the ball anymore.
Well, what happens in the huddle is he just drew the short straw. It's your turn, and I don't want to run it.
Yeah, I'm like, come on. Can we start passing?
Justin Curtis looking over the field, not seeing much open. He's got three receivers over here, only 2 in coverage.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. That
Lester
Johnson just blew up the entire play. He took the tailback and the quarterback down. What a great play.
That's the one that makes the highlight film right there. Oh my goodness.
Oh mercy, Lester the molester.
He just manhandled both of them like they were little kids.
Holy cow. And you might want to put big Samuel Jackson on the other side of the line with big Lester over
just
there.
Just to get in the way. He might just run around him, but just to get in the way to slow him down.
Holy mackerel.
Mercy. So a train wreck there with Lester Johnson.
Here we go again.
Middle screen, ball's up, and it is picked off by and dropped. So that's going to be an incomplete pass. A chance for an interception there for our Tigers. Brings up a punting situation.
You know, whenever you have a tip ball like that, if you ever notice, you've got 5 guys with their eyes up in the air looking for it. No one knows who. And all 5 of those guys wanted that ball, and all they do is run into each other and cause it to hit the ground.
Well, you got to think about the life of a defensive lineman. How often do they get to touch
Absolutely.
the ball?
Oh my goodness!
They play football, but they never touch it.
That's right.
So they don't know what to do.
Well, and this Palmetto,
it's flying around. That pig's flying around.
It looks good too. It's right there. It's coming right to my hands.
Punting formation now. A very high snap and a very nice kick. He turns this one over. Fielded there, Johnny Jones. He takes it to the 45. And is tackled there right at the 45-yard line. So good coverage there by Lakewood Ranch.
But don't you just love the way that Johnny Jones returns punts? I mean, he doesn't panic. He's got good hands. He stands back there, receives the ball well, and just you know.
I think he's been listening to the broadcast because we were on the team about letting the ball drop. He's been catching it tonight, and yes, he is a great punt returner.
The only one he didn't catch was really a bad kick.
Bad one.
Yeah, and he did exactly what he needed to do.
And you got to be a little crazy to want to get back there and do that too.
He has no fear.
You have to be that way.
Yeah.
You don't want to put anybody timid back there.
Watch Johnny Jones on this series with Elso Garcia. You'll see him running downfield. And here he is taking the ball, and he's got the ball running hard. He takes a big hit by the linebacker, spins off of that and goes for a 6-yard gain. I'd like to say, and my mother would correct me on this, but JJ don't play. He runs downhill. It just when I think of Johnny Jones, I just want to say it. I know it's improper, mother, but JJ don't play.
But he got hit. He got leveled there, but at the end of the play, he gained another 3 yards.
Yeah.
And guys, just so you know, we Spicer's out of the game. We got Logan Frazier in there now taking over the duties of quarterback with 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. So Spicer getting a break.
Frazier hands the ball off, stumbling for wow. Showing great balance there is Johnny Jones stumbling to the line. So really, what should have been about a 3 or 4 yard loss because down right at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 3rd and 5. So maybe this is a chance for us to see the lefty, Logan Frazier, spin the bean here, guys.
Oh, that would be sweet. It's going to be hard trying to figure out that spin coming from the opposite direction.
True, catching that ball. 7 seconds. I don't think we're going to get this playoff, so this is going to go to the fourth quarter break. I'm listening for the buzzer here. And in football, you have a siren and a whistle. In basketball, you have a buzzer. So, yeah, I knew someone was going to correct me on that, and you guys let me off the hook here.
We knew what you were talking about.
You got it, Brian.
Okay, 12 minutes here, fourth quarter, and Palmetto doing a fine job. Want to talk about one of our very fine sponsors here at the break, the Manatee Community Federal Credit Union. Manatee Community Federal Credit Union, serving anyone who lives, works, or worships in Manatee County. Log on to www.manateecfcu.org to become a member today. Great benefits include favorable auto loan rates, buying assistance, and Manatee Federal Credit Union. We will treat you with great local service and the respect you deserve. Manatee Community Federal Credit Union. And Sherrard Halliburton over there, a good friend of mine, they really do fine work over there at the credit union. You know,
and look, I'm so sorry to interrupt here from the booth, but let's kick it down to Tom Porter for a little bit of sideline reporting.
Tiger fans, the snapping problems we talked about in the first half seem to have been corrected a little bit. I was just talking to Andrew Osborne. That last snap that was blocked, the kick was blocked, was actually a perfect snap. He's actually improved on his mechanics. He talked to me about extending his hands through his legs, that he didn't think he was doing that earlier on, but now he was able to do it in that last play.
All right. And
back to you guys.
And as Tom reports there, beautiful bootleg action to the left side by Logan Frazier. Teddy Washington running the seam route out of his tight end position, catches that, rumbles down the sideline for the score, but it's going to be called back. We've got a penalty in the middle of the field, but that was a nice looking play there, guys.
That was a great play, and we're seeing more of that here tonight, more so than we have all year. But I tell you, Logan Frazier was upset about that flag. He was not happy.
Oh, yeah.
He was looking for that first touchdown.
Yes.
As his career as a Tiger has just begun, he wanted that thing bad, but he's back out there trying to make something work with 3rd and 4 here. I tell you, that was, I guess it was illegal pushing it back. I couldn't tell what the call was, but it definitely –
it's downfield.
Downfield,
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
We got a hands to the face on the Tigers along with a holding call.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to get the hands to the face variety, which is going to be the call here. So let's see what they do here. They're backing this one up. Should be backed up 15 yards. And so that does back them up 15. So that had to be the hands to the face, personal foul. But, you know, the action on that play, you got a lefty. You know, you've had a righty out there the whole game. You go bootleg left and you have a seam route by the tight end there. Beautiful play call. And Logan Frazier looked awesome on that play. He was very composed, made a nice pass. Teddy was right in stride. And what a beautiful play call. I didn't see where the holding was. It would have had to been on maybe the offensive tackle, maybe Jesse West out there, but I didn't see that. But
the other thing he did too was he made a nice play getting around the defensive end before he threw it, and threw a perfect left-handed pass down the field, and
that looked
do it again.
Yeah, Palmetto called the timeout here with 3rd and 15. They're going to try to get something together here, and I'll take an opportunity here to give you a few updates from 941updates.com. Braden River 17, Northport 0 at halftime. Manatee 50, Steinbrenner 7 at the halftime break. St. Stephen's 48, Keswick 0. And in the first quarter, they finally got started. Southeast 21, DeSoto 3.
So live scoring there from 941updates.com. Logan Frazier in the backfield. He's got a 3rd and 15 now, and he's got Sullivan out here wide, along with Reggie White. Scans the field, looks for the nice long ball right through the hands of Sullivan.
Somehow I feel that I may have jinxed him. We've been talking about his hands all night. it was. I know he's upset with himself.
Yeah.
But with Jacob Sullivan, I really believe that's the first one I've seen him drop all year.
It is.
And so now we're going to have the first punt of the game for our Tigers, right, guys?
First punt.
This is the first punt.
So with 11 minutes and 33 seconds here, this is the first punt for our Tigers. Alfredo Manriquez will punt this one. He's going to punt it back from his own 44-yard line. Good snap. Good high punt. Oh, it's beautiful. It's going to check up there. It's going to be downed at the 13 by Trevante Thompson. Great punt.
Some third quarter statistics. Pretty uneventful. Tigers 10 rushes, 30 yards, 2 of 3 passing for 27 yards, 57 total yards. Lakewood Ranch 6 rushes, 8 yards, 1 of 4 passing for 2 yards for a whopping 10 yards for the whole quarter.
That's domination right there. That's 3 quarters of just domination.
Yeah, what we want to see is this defense with a good hold. And let's, one thing, when you turn the water off sometimes, it can be habit forming. You want to keep playing, and we're not talking about running up the score, but you want to keep things going, keep the offense going through, and keep it going, the flow going. Because sometimes when you turn it off and shut it down, you can't turn it back on again later. Oh, boy. A little hole opens up there, and then he's going to be tackled after about a 2-yard gain.
We saw that water get turned off with Florida and Tennessee last week.
Yes.
Are the scars that visible? Yeah, I guess so. That was
ugly.
That's one of those. And I've seen some teams that you get a big lead and you turn it off for a quarter, and then the next game out, the first and second quarter, you can't get it going again. So just keep doing it. And now the quarterback throws a nice pass out there, and that was an interesting call there. At quarterback was number 80 that they slipped in there, and so number 80 there is really generally it's Mickey Kasurkut.
That's the coach's son.
Coach's son, 5'11", 210 pounds, with a very nice toss.
And they're very close to a first down.
So now the coach's son, Mickey K, is out there, 3rd and 3.
He's like a player or something's not right.
Yeah, let's count those. Yeah, that's a weird
They're good.
looking set there. Hand off to the back, center of the field. He's going to be tackled for no gain on the play, bringing up a 4th down.
You think the Tiger defense knows they haven't given up a first down this game? You think they have any idea?
Yeah, they probably know that they haven't scored a touchdown. Have they recovered a fumble? I don't know if they've got. They probably know all of that.
They've recovered. Yeah, they've got 1 interception and they've got 1 fumble recovery. And Lakewood's they're gonna punt with 4th and 2, which is a good idea. I wouldn't be trying to go for it that deep.
So Rick. George Davis is going to go back there and punt this one away. With the air horns blazing, he kicks a nice knuckleball kick. This will be a test here, and choosing to get away from it is Johnny Jones. Ball rolls to the 39-yard line, and that was a tough one to field there.
Tough one to field, good to let it go, and unfortunately this will be our worst field position of the evening.
One thing, going through rosters that week.
We've been on their side of the field all night.
We have, and when you start out from the 39 and that's the worst field position you've started out with, that's
except for the opening kickoff, where we marched it down the field.
Right.
But other than that, yes. But go ahead, Brian.
Well, I was just thinking, as the whole evening, we get our rosters from other teams. Sometimes it's last name first, first name last, and the quarterback on this one is Justin Curtis, and the punter is George Davis. So it's it's almost reversible, very difficult.
Yes.
Logan Frazier takes this one, hands it off, nothing going there, and that one's going to go for about a 4-yard loss on the play. So with 9 minutes and 10 seconds, Palmetto's offense has slowed down a bit here, guys.
Yeah, I don't know if we've had any substitutions on the offensive line. I'm sure we have.
Yeah, there's a few of them out there,
but
not wholesale yet.
Yeah, number 25 for Lakewood. looks like he's playing a little bit of DN right now, but also outside linebacker. He's been all over the place, but he just came through there untouched.
Yeah, in the middle of the field when that's that Samuel Jackson, that big 330-pounder. He really has done an effective job plugging things up. There he is again, and now cutting inside of big Samuel Jackson. That's about to the original line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 10, and that's what's happening.
Yeah,
they've put Jackson in there at the middle of the field. We're trying to run the ball up the middle of the field right into the power of the defense.
Yeah, we are. We have made some substitutions. We've got some guys in there that haven't played tonight, and they're finally taking Big Boy out of the game and letting him take a rest because he can clog up anything.
Yeah, that is an extremely large human. I'm looking across the field, and he's clearly the biggest thing with, probably 400 or 500 people over there. He's just a huge man. Logan Frazier takes this one, rolls to the left, looking down the field, throws a nice sharp out that's going to be picked off there.
I think he dropped it, or did he get it?
I thought he caught
maybe.
it and then went out of bounds.
Okay.
Well, this is the closest they've come to our end zone. They're actually on our side of the field for the first time.
Yeah, and I know, Logan Frazier, he wants to throw the ball and he wants to make something happen. Probably not the best situation to throw in there. There was good coverage on that play, as you can tell.
Yeah, so they come up with a turnover.
Played it to the wrong team.
Yeah.
Turnover there, so that's going to be 7 minutes and 33 seconds. Palmetto is only trailing or winning in this one 23-0. So now a test for the defense. We see a lot of the starters out there on defense now again. And quarterback steps back. That's that big quarterback throwing down the middle of the field. Good coverage out there. Mike Collins out there shut that one down.
Yeah, there was no way he was going to get around them. And not a lot of pressure on Curtis that play. He was able to get a pretty good pass off, but coverage downfield was excellent.
You're not going to complete many passes when you got 2 guys sticking to you.
Yeah, and that's big Mickey Kasurcik back there at quarterback. And so he's a very nice size quarterback. Where's the number 80? Unusual to see that, but you can do that in high school football. He's got one receiver out here, number 35, Alex Lanny. He throws the ball to the far sideline. Nobody's open. Lanny was a little bit open over here, but he couldn't. No time to throw the ball. Excellent defense.
It's kind of like some of those NFL teams, some of those college teams that have the kicker that can kick a 50-yarder, but the starter can only do like 40 and beyond. So it's like this is their thrower. They brought in the quarterback that throws the best, and that's all he's done since he's been in there is throw the ball.
He's just throwing that down the field, hoping something's going to happen.
Something sticks.
I mean, a very nice sized quarterback there. He steps back this time, launching the ball from the 50, throws it out there. It's about a 40-yard throw, but great coverage over there once again by Derek Bradley.
They've just given up their whole offensive game plan and just it's just like backyard football here. Just throw it up.
Yeah. You run straight down the left side. You run straight down the right side. I'm just going to heave it up there. I'm not sure that's the best plan to have here.
That's where you need Steve Johnson, especially when you've got like 4 guys. He will catch it if there's 4 guys covering him.
True. And then now it's picked off, and he's got the ball. He's at the 45, and it's Desmond Ross. Gets a great block, and he's all the way down to the 50. To the 45, down to the 40.
Yeah, there was a flag thrown on that block, and it was a clean block.
What?
And yes, I know.
Come on.
Yeah, that was not a good flag.
Come on.
Brian, you called it as you saw it. I mean, it was a clean block.
Oh, goodness. That is a clean block. No, it's one of those you wait for as a player. It's the old crackback block, but it was head to head.
It was.
Not a penalty there, guys.
No, not at all.
That's just But Palmetto does have another interception there. Beautiful return there by Desmond Ross.
And that was a great play by Desmond because he jumped that route. He saw it coming. He jumps the route, picks that ball up. He had good coverage on the receiver for Lakewood, and it was a good run back. I don't care what that flag says. And I tell you, outside of that flag, we played pretty good when it comes to penalties tonight. We have not had a lot of flags hit the ground on us tonight. That one should not have hit the ground.
And a few, Rick, that we've had, the offensive line, and they've been able to make up when they get the 5-yard penalty, whatever it was. We've been able to make those yards back up, where in other games it's eventually killed us and we had to punt.
Right. Yeah, that's the problem with some of those blocks like that, is that, you know, the referee, he's behind the play and he's just seeing a eruption. I mean, he sees this huge, block coming, and he just automatically assumes it's a bad block, but it's not.
Yeah, that's the one that he anticipated that, and it was. Well, and now we have the ball, and we're running wide with Herman White, trying to get the edge. Not much to go on. Beautiful run there, Christian Kahuk. The defensive end. Kohik. Okay.
God bless you.
Help a brother out here. What? Cahueque.
I'm not touching it. I'll tell you that right now.
Who's got it?
I'm not touching it.
Who's got my back?
He's a senior 5'9", 195. How about
okay,
that?
well, he showed great speed over there at the edge.
I'm just calling his number. That's it.
And made a fantastic play on the sideline on Herman White. So he showed he's a very fast player over there. Now Logan Frazier has this one. He has one receiver on each side, and he hands the ball off. Herman White going forward, tackled after about a 1-yard gain on the play. That's going to bring up third and a bunch. 6 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the fourth.
I just expect them to run the ball here, and think he'll try maybe some play action or.
You know, I would just run it. I mean, he may do maybe a little screen, or I wouldn't do anything too elaborate. He doesn't have to. We've got a commanding 23-0 lead. Is 5:47 and counting. We can run a lot of time off the clock just by running it, and going home and enjoying the rest of our night.
Mike Collins, and we have Sullivan over here. Frazier steps up into the pocket, and then he's going to be tackled there for the sack on the play. Clock runs about 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Palmetto Tigers are going to get into punting formation. We do have a player down on the field.
That was smart for Logan not to try to force things again, and just take the sack, and we'll punt and move on here.
Yeah, can't
one
get
of our guys.
Yes, I believe so. Can't get a number on the player that's down, but
didn't see that happen on the back side of the play, and probably one of the receivers. Hard to see from here. We've got trainers around the player that's down. Even Lakewood Ranch is out there around. So Dan Whidden is out there with him, and so it's hard to see. But the play, he's moving around. Looks like he may have just had the wind knocked out of him the way he's recovering, and that's true. And that looks like not Reggie White, but Mike Collins over there. It's either number 17 or number 11.
Yeah, let's check in with Tom Porter. I think he has more on this.
Hey, Tiger fans, as we watch number 17 get up and walk up the field, looks like he's going to be okay. That's a good thing, and that's been a blessing this year for this Tiger team. Every game before the game starts, I talk to head trainer Daniel Stewart to get an update on injuries, and every week he's told me so far, no injuries. I can't remember a season where this has happened. 5.5 games now with no injuries to report, which is pretty amazing. Hopefully that continues throughout the season. Back to you guys.
Sounds good. Freddie Manriquez kicks a nice, high, towering punt. It's going to be muffed there and picked up by number 85, Andrew Osborne, the long snapper.
That's the beauty of the long snapper. Besides those long careers, you generally don't get hit. You can just run down the field, and when you hang the ball up there 4.5 seconds like that over the lights and they can't see it, stuff like this happens.
You know, I as I'm sitting here in the box as an old timer, I can remember sitting and watching Kenny, and it's funny, kick him over the lights like that. That was one of those. And that as that ball was floating through the air on homecoming weekend here, I was thinking about Kenny in the backyard there off of 16th Avenue in Steve Johnson's backyard, and then kicking over the big Australian pine tree, and then here at Palmetto High over the lights. So that was pretty cool. Same, it was a flashback. Now Logan Frazier takes this one under center. Herman White in motion, and this is a busted play. He's going to go down there for a 5-yard loss. 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining.
And that's just that's growing pains right there. He's getting in there, and they try to give him as many snaps as they can during practice, but it's different when you get in there, and sometimes a new quarterback is that center quarterback exchange is not always what it needs to be.
Well, he needs to get in there. Your quarterback, you're one snap away, and you've got to be ready to go, and we may need him sometime later in the year.
All right, 4 minutes, 10 seconds. Frazier has 2 receivers out in the formation. That's a delay of game here. So that's going to be backing us up. So that is going to bring up a 2nd and 19. I was thinking about the injuries, guys. I do know that Eric Porter, our Keystone center, was injured a couple games ago.
He's still out. He is really the only one that they are completely healthy other than him.
Great run there for about a 9-yard pickup there. Running off right tackle there. That was Herman White. And so we do have some players in here. We're shuffling the deck quite a bit. Christian Kalish is still out there. We have Corian Brown in the backfield. Logan Frazier is our quarterback. So 3 minutes and 33 seconds here. Let's drive him down the field, Logan. We got a 3rd and it says 18 on the marker, but it looks more like a 3rd and 13. Herman White in motion. Fakes a jet sweep, and it's off to Corian Brown, and he's going to go for about a 5-yard gain, taking the ball to the 33-yard line. So that would bring up a 50-yard field goal from here.
Well, just so you all know, Lakewood Ranch and Palmetto have played 9 times. We've won 8. The only time we lost was when we tried to kick a field goal down on the other end. They blocked it, took it in for the score, and that's how they won the game. So we don't need to kick a field goal.
So are they going to get 23 on that field goal recovery, though, Ken?
It might turn the game around.
Yeah, well, there's still time on the clock here. Frazier's got this one 4th down. Tigers probably going to run this one, keep the clock rolling. High snap. Frazier looks, throws a nice ball out there right at the marker. And it's going to depend on the spot where his forward progress was. Looks like he had a fairly good spot just short of the first down yard marker, though. So that'd be a turnover on downs.
That was a good pass, though, by Logan. And after a high snap, he had to go up there and bring it down and kind of regain his senses. And throws a strike over there.
Yes, it was. He looked like a seasoned veteran throwing that ball there. 4th and 10. We're thinking run, just get that clock and let it go. And the coach is letting him throw the ball. Good for him.
And the coaching staff has enough confidence in Logan because the incomplete pass there stops the clock a little earlier. So now with 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining on this one, Lakewood Ranch gets this one. And it's going to be Justin Curtis handing the ball off to the back, and big Lester Lester blows it up.
Lester just gets so fired up, and if he can get around you, he's so destructive.
That was like a missile.
He just blows everything up.
He just hit him right at the shoulder pads, right there. As soon as he got the ball, no chance.
There was your answer, Ken. Lester, against a D1 type offensive tackle, get around the edge, and there's your answer. He showed that Samuel Jackson doesn't even block Lester, and the ball's up to the middle of the field after a nice gain on the play. Ball's down, but they're saying the back was down.
I don't understand that they've got film on Lester, plenty. And they've left him unblocked like that a couple times, and But you would think with the film, hey, we got to block that guy. He's a destructive force.
Well,
we got a player down.
Palmetto has a player down on the field. What we were seeing, there's some players that, offensive plays, you don't block the D end, like when you're running a wishbone or something. But there's some players that play with so much leverage and play so fast, even if the scheme says you don't have to block the guy, he can't get there from here. Well, he can. Lester's one of those guys. I remember Wilbur Marshall playing like that. I remember.
Oh yeah.
Guys like Broderick Thomas and.
The linebacker for the Giants.
Yeah, the Alabama linebackers over all those years, and then what was the great Tampa Bay Buccaneer linebacker
Brooks?
played for FSU and just
Derek
Brooks
yeah.
was one of those that if you didn't block him, even if he was supposed to be out of the play, he was still in the
even
play.
on the weak side.
Right.
Those guys will just run down the play. They're just so gifted.
So that's Sidney Pompey coming off the field. Sidney's played a great game here, and so he's going to get much needed rest here with 1:25 left. Looks like he's got a stinger or a shoulder injury, collarbone type injury to his right shoulder, I would say. So he's they're working with him now. It looks like a shoulder issue there with Sidney Pompey. Now quarterback looks, and they, with 1:10 remaining here, I was actually looking down at the roster there, guys. I took my eyes off the action. What just happened there?
What was it, a halfback pass, and they just threw it out of bounds.
It went into the stands almost.
Souvenir.
Wasn't very well played, but now you got 4th and 5.
And running to the short side of the field, too.
Okay. Because it came out of there, looked like as I looked up, it looked like a rugby kick had just happened on 3rd down. It was weird. And now Johnny Jones is back there to return this punt, and it's George Davis back there is going to kick this one away. High snap, nice towering kick there, and getting away from it is Johnny Jones. Now that's one that rolled. He probably should have caught that one. That one's at the 31-yard line.
It's when you wave your hand and just fair catch that thing, but. This game is long over, and it's not a game breaker right now.
Yeah, keeps the clock running.
Yeah.
So
all we need to do is just take
to run a couple plays
here. I believe, guys, we have next week off. Is that correct?
Yes, next week is an open week, and then so we're going to have a break in the action, get players rested up, and then we have another key district game coming up.
Taking that trek down to South Sarasota County to Northport.
The Northport Bobcats.
Bobcats, yeah.
All
I think they're 0-4 coming in tonight, and we'll be 0-5 after Braden River gets through with them.
So this formation here, 57 seconds remaining, going into the Victory Boyd Insurance Agency formation. Winner here tonight, our Palmetto Tigers. And the Boyd Insurance Agency is the winner of the People's Choice Best Insurance Agency in Manatee County, providing the coverage you need and a name you can trust. Serving Manatee County since 1974, Boyd Insurance and Financial Services. Thought we'd toss that one in here. Jim Boyd, where did he go to school here? That's a homecoming question here, Ken. Where did Jim Boyd go to high school?
He lived in Palmetto, and I think there's only one high school, so I'm guessing Palmetto.
So he went to Manatee? No, we know where he went to school.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's a homecoming. All right. Too much of a softball for the guys here in the box.
I had to think about that.
Yeah, Jim Boyd, a neighbor of mine for many years over there. And the Palmetto Tigers come up with a victory here. 10, 9, 8. 5 seconds on the clock, winding it down. Clock now goes to zeros. Your Palmetto Tigers, winners once again.
Guys, is this 3 shutouts in a row by our defense?
It is 2 shutouts.
2 shutouts.
The last time we had 2 shutouts, I believe we went all the way to the state semifinals and ran into this guy named Duke Johnson, who's playing for the Cleveland Browns. And if he hadn't have been in the way, we would have won our second state championship.
That's absolutely right.
And
he was
I don't think we've had 3 shutouts. There's a strong possibility we could pitch another one next week.
I think we can.
Right. I don't know the last time it's happened, if ever, we've ever had 3 in a row. But 2 in a row, we made it all the way to the semifinals. And we had the best defense in the state of Florida that year. And this team is not there yet, but they sure do act like them.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I think you've got some stats there, Kenny.
Yes, if it just be quiet, I'll read them like I'm supposed to here. Typical Palmetto night, just with better numbers. 45 rushes on the ball for 150 yards. A drop off from the first half, but we expected that, especially with the interchanging of players. 8 of 13 passing. Again, that sounds very efficient there. 87 yards, so 237 yards for the Tigers tonight. For Lakewood Ranch, it's pretty dismal. 18 rushes, 24 yards, a little over 1.3 yards per carry. 4 for 14 for 16 yards for a grand total of 40 total yards. No first downs. I don't know if they got across the 50-yard line tonight.
Wow. And Rick, last week I think there were 8 total yards?
8 total yards.
So in the last 2 games we've given up 50 yards of offense.
50 yards. That's
impressive.
I think that's about half the field.
Yeah,
in 8 quarters. That's pretty impressive.
But 2 games, so it's a quarter of the field.
Talk to the players.
Good, man.
Okay.
Hey, congratulations on a homecoming win and your 2nd district win. Defense, obviously outstanding. Offense, great first half, but second half, we got to finish them. You had them on the ropes, and you didn't rip their hearts out. All right, championship teams bury people in the second half. We got to do better. We have got to do better, gentlemen. 48 minutes. We played great for 24. All right, the second 24 were not so good. All right, now here's the deal. All right, enjoy your weekend. Okay, enjoy your weekend. All right, we'll come in right Monday. We'll watch the video. Very, very light practice just to get some blood flowing. Okay, and we'll approach the bye week smart, I promise you. All right, we're going to make sure that we are well rested for this stretch run. But we got to get better. We still got to keep working on little things to get better. All right, congratulations, great 2nd district win. Good job, good job.
Hey, congrats, boys! Congrats, boys! Family on 3! Family on 3! 1, 2, 3! Family! Hey, no first downs allowed.
Hey, Coach, real quick, another impressive win against a district opponent.
Yeah. Hey, we got to do a better job in the second half. I mean, I applaud the kids. It was a great first half. We talked about it. Offensively, we wanted to start fast. Last week, we did some good things. We had like 4 consecutive drives, but the first drive, we didn't make a statement. Tonight, we made that statement on the first drive, and the second drive, and the third drive, and then the second half, we didn't finish. So, we just got to put it all together. That's just part of an offense. They have success, and they just lose a little bit of focus. Young, inexperienced guys, we just got to get them right. We just got to teach them and just put them in position and keep teaching them what it takes to be that team, to be that championship caliber team.
Over the last few weeks, we can really see the offense coming together. Seeing some cracks in special teams a little bit, some snapping issues, some holds. We had a couple blocks. How important is it to get that fixed before we get to the meat of our schedule here?
Very important. I mean, it's actually affected us all year. I mean, I don't think we've gone through a game where we haven't missed an extra point or had one blocked. So we got to do a better job. We got to do a better job in that area. We practice it. We practice it a lot, probably more than anybody. I guess we got to practice it more.
Obviously, district wins are important. It's another one for us. We got another district game next week in Northport. How important is it to get everything clicking by next week before we go back-to-back at Braden River and Venice?
Well, the good thing is we got 2 weeks. Next week's our bye week, so we have 2 weeks before we have to go to Northport. And, we need this break. Our front end of the schedule is pretty brutal. And, these kids have done a great job getting up physically, mentally, playing 2 games in 1 week. That was an amazing feat to come out of this, front end 5-1. And, we'll rest up. We'll still work on some things to get better, and, we'll get ready for that final stretch.
It was definitely, statistically at least, Jason's best game as a passer. What did you see from him tonight that made him so effective?
Again, just more growth. Seeing the field, very accurate balls. I mean, he is really just pinpoint accurate right now. And, just credit to him. He works hard at it, and I couldn't be more proud for him and proud of him. and he'll continue to grow. He'll continue to, develop as a passer, and we're just going to continue as an offense to get better.
He's not throwing it down the field that much, but I mean, is it just for him about decision making when he uses his legs, maybe buy a little extra time and find the dump off or the 10-yard pass?
And he sits in the pocket and he also makes some throws. I mean, that was a big time throw to the tight end, Teddy Washington there. I mean, he sits in the pocket, he waits, he hits it. I mean, it was dead on. I mean, that was as accurate as you could throw it.
Okay, Tiger fans, I'm going to break off real quick here. Try to get some player interviews from the game, some of the key players. I was looking for Freddie Manriquez. I don't see him out here. Sometimes he likes to get off the field pretty quick. But I'm going to take the opportunity to talk to Andrew Osborne over here about the snapping issues that we had. Just standing by while they finished the coach's interview. This was a great district win for us, 23-0. We're rolling through the district pretty good and coming off two back-to-back shutouts. I'm here with Andrew Osborne. Andrew, we talked a little bit earlier about the snapping issues, and it seems to have been an issue the last couple of weeks. Whether it's a blocking issue or the snap itself or the hold, what do you attribute these issues to? I mean, what the special teams issues that have been popping up, what do you think it's revolving around?
I just got to get better. The holder, he talks about the shadows, the lights. It messes up a little bit, but we're just getting better every day.
Well, I'll tell you, after I spoke to you, your snaps improved greatly. You had 2 snaps back-to-back. The field goal, the one that got blocked, was a great snap. It was right where it needed to be. It was a good hold. I'm not sure what happened on that one. And then the punt, the great punt that Freddie had, beautiful punt, that was a fantastic snap that you had on that. What did you do differently in those 2 snaps that you weren't doing earlier in the game?
I just really followed through. I listened to you. Great tips, and just working hard and doing what I'm learning to do.
Okay, well, you're doing great on defense. This is another part of your game. You perfect this, and it's going to be great for you when we get to the next level. Yes, good game.
Thank you.
All right. Yep. All right, guys, let me see who else I can find here real quick before I kick it back upstairs. I don't see Jason Spicer out. He might have gone back already. You know what? I don't see anybody right here right now, so I'm going to go ahead and kick it back up to you guys in the booth.
One of the things, thank you very much, Tom Porter, our very comprehensive sideline reporter. One of the things here, Tigervision is viewed many places all across this country, and we wanted to give a special shout out tonight to Andrew Osborne's dad. I believe is watching this from Guantanamo Bay. And is one of our followers here, so it's really cool. The volunteers here at Tigervision put a lot of effort together. I think people like Luke Bussell and Amanda this afternoon was running cable for us, and so there's such a fine group of volunteers here, and we're so proud to be bringing you this coverage and stories like that, that it's able to be watched out there by these family members that are away is just fantastic to me.
Well, first of all, I think that Tom Porter just wanted everyone to hear Andrew say that Tom gave him some tips that worked. I mean, that's what I'm picking up. I'm picking up on Tom trying to get his name out there as an educator. But you know what? I mean, Andrew is an outstanding football player, and to have the athleticism that he has and to be able to do all the different things that he does on this football field is really just a testament to his ability to be a true team player, because that is not easy to be out on that field, like 75% of the time, get in there and try to make a snap on a field goal or an extra point. So I think that offensively we will hopefully look at this game as a pivotal part of us improving and getting to that next level down the road as we play Venice and Braden River, because that's really, yes, we've got to beat Northport, but really it's about becoming, in my opinion, the best team in this district. I mean, that's what we want to be. We want to be number one. We'll take number two. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking at taking this district home all the way and having an opportunity to have a couple games here in the playoffs, home field advantage. I think that we took a significant step toward that tonight. And defensively, we can just talk about them forever because they are dominant. But offensively, we will get better. And I do believe that you'll see Andrew just continue to practice on snapping that ball, and I guarantee that knowing him the way we do and the hard work that he puts into it, you'll see this corrected.
Well, and the thing about Andrew, he's such a football player. He gets at the end of the game tonight, he got to go down there. There's a very long punt by Manriquez, and there Andrew Osborne
There he is.
on the ground making the play, recovering the
That's
ball.
right.
Big turnover there. And
Sprinting down the field, Brian.
Right.
Sprinting down the field to make that play. So I tell you what, I'm just really impressed with that young man, Kenny.
And the beauty of that is he's just a junior, and he's a tall, lanky kid. He's going to grow, and I see potential him doing this long snapping, or even being a defensive end as big as he
tight
is.
end,
he could be a tight end. When what you play in high school doesn't necessarily what you play in college.
It doesn't define you.
Ray Lewis, linebacker for the Ravens in Miami, was a defensive back at Lakeland High School. But getting back to this game as we close this down, we learned how to start a game. The offense has been finishing games here. Tonight we learned how to start. I think the schedule is playing well to this. The bye week, what few injuries. We had the young man with the shoulder tonight, and we got to get Eric well, get our center back, get them well, take advantage of this bye week. One more dress rehearsal to put together for the offense, a beginning to the end, as Coach was saying there, and then we'll see how good we are October 21st when the second-ranked team in 7A comes back here, and I kind of like where we are because Venice is ranked number 1 in some of the online polls, so all the pressure is going to be on them, and we're just setting ourselves to be at the table so that we have an opportunity to compete back to back with them, and sometimes it's kind of good. Just hey, we're just glad to be here, and oh yeah, we're playing these great teams, but a lot can happen. That ball bounces crazy, and way our defense is playing, you just never know what's going to happen. So I think for Marino, this was just what he wanted. Yeah, we can get better, but go Tigers! They played great tonight.
Question, the Bobcats, that's the 7A game, Ken?
Yes,
Northport.
We'll be on the road.
So that is very important here in a couple weeks. So let's wrap it up, guys. Tonight's final, your Palmetto High Tigers 23, the Lakewood Ranch Mustangs 0. Shutout here for our Tigers. We hope you enjoy the break in the action as the Tigers have an open week next Friday. Be sure to join us again on Tigervision in 2 weeks on October the 14th as we travel to Northport to face the Northport Bobcats in another important District 7A game. My broadcast partners, Mr. Rick Wells, Ken Burton Jr., and Tom Porter, our sideline reporter, along with the production staff of Tigervision via PalmettoHighSports.com, wish you a very safe weekend. Go Tigers.
This has been a presentation of Tigervision on PalmettoHighSports.com. We have a bye week next week, but we hope to see you the following week for another edition of Tigervision. Good night, Tiger fans.